Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum everybody. Welcome to the recruitment and selection section of our chapters of the human resource management and development series. So today we are going to discuss the very important area, which is recruitment and selection. As you all know that hiring a right candidate for the right place is very important, whatever the scenario is, but the most important remains is that you select the right person for the right job. According to Edwin Flippo, recruitment is the process of searching the candidates for employment and stimulating them to apply for jobs in the organization. Recruitment is the activity that links the employers and the job seekers. So this is basically the meaning of recruitment, why we go into it and what actually happens. A process of finding and attracting capable applicants for the employment is another definition of recruitment and selection. The process begins when new recruits are sought and end when their applications are submitted. The result is a pool of applicant form which new employees are selected. This is also called a CV bank, where you have got a number of different applications sent by different applicants, whether they understand the job nature or they not, but they apply for it. So it is a process to discover sources of manpower to meet the requirements of staffing schedule and to employ effective measures of attracting that manpower in adequate numbers to facilitate effective selection of an efficient workforce. An organization will be only successful if it has got good number of people who can help the work to go on along with the mission and vision of that organization, the core objective of it. Whether we are speaking of hospitality sector, service industry, which is any which includes hospitals, banks, airlines, or any such sector where the people are required to meet the needs of that organization. Other definitions include recruitment is the first step in filling a vacancy. It includes examine the vacancy. First of all, understand that which position has been advertised or has been shared with you, considering the sources of suitable candidates, making contacts with the candidates and attracting applications from them. So first of all, you need to understand that the vacant position is for which department and what are the core objectives, core requirements of it. It is very important, either you are human resource manager or you are head of the department, you need to understand and consider these all points which are there, so that you know that when the employee is going to come over, he should meet the requirement. For that, you need to select the right person for the right job. Recruitment is the function preceding the selection, which helps create pool of prospective employees for organization so that the management can select the right candidates from this pool to expedite the selection process. Selection, on the other hand, is a process whereby out of many job applicants, the best are taken to fill the vacancy. Selection means whittling down the application pool by using the screening tools such as a test or assessment centers, backgrounds and reference checks. Selection is a very important part, and it is to be considered as it is the most important of it. So we need to understand it, and we have to consider that what we are going to do with that candidate's application. We have to do the screening in a very effective way. Coming up slides, I am going to show and share the ways how to do it. After the recruitment and selection is a bit different from each other, we need to understand. Obviously, recruitment is the process of searching the candidates for employment and stimulating them to apply for jobs in the organization. The basic purpose is to create a talent pool of candidates to enable the selection of best candidates for the organization by attracting more and more employees to apply in the organization. Selection is therefore another area where you select them, where you would not be taking them. Screening is the most important area, and you have to screen them, choose the right person for the right vacant position. The basic purpose is to choose the right candidate. Recruitment is in a way positive approach because it's a positive process in the sense because you are encouraging more and more people to apply, is concerned with tapping the sources of human resource in contract recruitment established in recruitment. Then selection kind of negative. Why? Because the rejection is involved. Unsuitable candidates will be rejected. They will be said sorry, because always remember, when there is an application sent to you, through an email particularly, do reply to the candidate regretting with it. Nowadays we do find that there is an auto reply in it and the person is being informed. So this is what is important. Recruitment needs what? There are three types: planned, anticipated, or unexpected. Recruitment needs at times are planned, like we can understand that this due to the COVID situation which had been there, the people had been laid off. But now once the things are coming back to new normal, we are again planning to induct new people and induct new source which is rather more polished and more productive. Arising from the changes in organization structure, policy of retirement, etc., these are called the planned type of recruitment needs, which are there already existing. Anticipated are these movement in personnel which an organization can predict by studying trends in internal and external environment. This is exactly the same thing, like at times when the COVID has been in, many organizations had been laying off people, they laid off, or other than that, few people thought that we are not being well paid, so we should switch, so they started leaving, or likewise. So it depends, external and unexpected are the resignations mainly, and in that what happens that the needs are not being fulfilled by the person who was there, and this is how they leave. Purpose and importance of effective recruitment. The increasing unemployment means that the labor market is large, hence the need to ensure that you attract the right candidate for the jobs. High turnover for some occupants, another problem of recruiting. Then finding the right inductments of attracting and hiring employees can be a problem also. So there are different things which are actually happening while we are speaking of importance of effective recruitment. We can increase unemployment means that the labor market is large, so we need to ensure that the right candidate is there. Every person who is seeking a job opportunity will keep on applying, and you just can't select everybody for the job which is vacant with you. So the purpose is to attract and encourage more and more candidates to apply in the organization, create a talent pool. This is going to help you for the present need as well as in future requirements. If you have got a good pool of CVs, good CV bank, that if not now, maybe tomorrow somebody can be selected for some kind of unplanned happening of leaving a candidate suddenly the organization, and you need at that time, so you need to induct. Minimize unwarranted cost of selection. Also help increase the success rate of selection process by decreasing the number of visibility underqualified or overqualified job applicants. Help reduce probability that job applicants once recruited and selected will leave the organizational only after a short period of time. Meet the organizational legal and social obligation regarding the composition of workforce. So over here, this is very clear that once we are, the purpose should be very clear. And in another way, when you have got a good talent pool with you, so you need not to hire one agency or a recruitment company. You don't have to take or seek the help of them. You are yourself sufficient enough. Increase organization and individual effectiveness of various recruitment techniques and source for all type of applicants. Recruitment process. Identify the vacancy, post to be filled, number of persons, duties to be performed, qualifications and required. In this process, you need to understand and identify that what kind of a vacancy is vacant. Preparing the job descriptions and job specifications. Job description where it is aligned, and job specification which is the dire need of that particular job. Locating and developing the sources of required number and type of employees. And then comes the very important part, which is the shortlisting. Now, factors affecting recruitment. The internal factors are recruitment policy, HR planning, size of the firm, cost of recruitment, growth and expansion. External factors: supply and demand, labor market, image or goodwill, political or social legal environment, unemployment rates and competitors. If something is going on, they are launching something, you need to have good people who can be even taken from them. Instead of using the headhunters, you are doing it yourself with good talent pool with you. Internal seeks to fill positions from among the ranks of those currently employed, best suitable in succession planning, the process of ensuring a suitable supply of successors for current and future senior or key jobs. You know that a person who is being hired, there is an internal policy, that is the succession planning of all organizations. The career pathing is being done. Like if you know that a person is hired as a fresh graduate, so after 3 years he has to be promoted to the next position. Then gradually the same person for last 3 years he is sitting on one position. After 2 years, likely, or 3 years, you have to promote. Likewise has to go on after a year and 2 years, year and 2 years. So for that matter, if you are doing it, the best thing to fill the higher management positions is through the internal candidates who are existing and they deserve. Whereas you can then again go back to the fresh inductions, and you can hire the more talented, the younger youth over there at the starting positions of any organization, instead of hiring someone at the top level with a high salary, which is will be again heavy to your pocket of the organization, and the budget maybe will be a bit disbalanced. Advantages: it is less costly than external recruitment. Organizations have a better knowledge of internal applicants, exactly because that person who had been working with you with quite number of good years, so he knows better your organization as compared to the one whom you are going to hire from or going to outsource. Through performance appraisal and other sources of information about current personals, you know how they have performed, which were the lacks, and how you have covered them. You have also given them enough training, and your cost has had been, you have invested a good number of money for developing such people. So you should tell them to stay with you through the promotion, and they will not leave your organization. Turnover and productivity will obviously be in your side if you are going to use the existing people who are there with you with good number of years and you are promoting them. Best use for succession planning is another good. Disadvantage is if the organization has decided to change its business strategy, then interchanged managers are problem, not the best change masters. Since the internal recruitment approach simply propagate the old way of doing things, this is also one of the negative impact of internal hiring, like keeping the same people who are there for like decades, and you are again you have got a change management strategy that you are changing completely the vision of that organization. We have good examples of big mergers of the organizations where you are hiring people and then you are inducting them, and then instead of keeping such people, you should change and you should put the people from the outside. Complaints of unit poaching and good employees from another unit. Politics have greater impact on the internal recruitment. Personal or biased decisions towards the specific candidates, not necessarily based on performance or the job requirements. So these can be likely the disadvantages. Likely employees who apply for jobs and do not get them may become disconnected. So telling unsuccessful applicants why they were rejected and what remedial actions might would be taken is more successful in future is thus crucial. Although many times managers post job openings and interviews to all candidates, the manager often knows about ahead of time exactly whom he or she wants to hire, requiring the person to interview a stream of unsuspecting candidates can be a trouble. Groups are sometimes not satisfied with their new boss appointed from their own ranks or one of the gang kind of a thing. They shake off and they feel that they are still the same people who are not going to bring any change. So these things we need to know. Sources of internal recruitment are basically job posting, the advertisements which are internal. These can be done on the bulletin boards, they can be through newsletters, and these can be through the emails. Personnel records are also there which may reveal that employees who are. This source of recruitment we are speaking on this slide is particularly about the people whom we are inducting internally as internal source of recruitment who are existing. Then external recruitment can be important when a firm cannot get all the employees they need from the current staff. When the firm wants to inject a new perspective into the running organization, then this is useful. External sources can be advertising, colleges, agencies, search and selection, headhunting, open evening, like you can have a talk sessions, referrals and walk-ins, recruitments on the internet. Referrals is a good thing. Reference is something else. We need to understand it that referrals are done through the qualified people, ex-employees of the organization, maybe at times senior profiles, or through LinkedIn particularly, I would definitely mention, is the best source of referrals at present, and it is existing. Advertising, it is through media, it is advert construction. Advertising through media can depends on the position. Local newspapers for blue collar jobs, specialized jobs will be also attracted. Then jobs on the international focus will also be through it. Then constructing an ad, it is important through we need to understand while you are going to produce an ad, you consider AIDA. That is AIDA is the attention, interest, desire and action. It should be there in the advert, only then people will be attracted, otherwise you will be wasting your time on it. So these are to be considered. It should contain the following: job content should be given in an advert, realistic description of work conditions should be mentioned, location of the job, compensation including fringe benefits should be given. It is very important. You don't consider that we are not going to do because they might not join us, but it's not this case. They will join you if you have got good kind of quality job which you are offering. Then education and experience, and whom should apply, and what are the do's and don'ts of applications. Then employment agencies are there. You must have heard about the HRS Global, and there are many other such companies which our major function is to increase the pool, but these are the paid services, do not forget. If you are a good HR head or a good headhunter, or if you are a good head of the department, you should have a good talent pool with your own self. So why to turn employment agencies? Your firm does not have its own HR. Why and when we should contact an employment agency? You don't have an HR department? Fine, fair enough. Go for an employment agency. Firm has found it difficult to generate good pool. You cannot particular job that position which has suddenly become vacant, you don't have a good pool of it, you don't have time on reviewing and interviewing, then you can go for the agency. They are the best masters of it. They will do the job for you. Executive recruiters and headhunters are the special employment agencies retained by employees to seek top management talent for their clients, usually for crucial execution and technical position. You can go for it. Execute recruiters, and then you can contact them. They'll charge you for with a certain amount of money, and they'll provide you the best one. So advantages: recruiters may have contacts and especially experts. So in those conditions where you have got a dire need and less time, so you can go and collect it. You can go and contact them. They'll have it done for you because they already have got the screening being done also. So pitfalls are there because as an employer you must explain completely what sort of candidate is required, whereas the headhunter would be keeping his own interest into it. So that these can be few pitfalls which I have mentioned. Recruiters are also salespeople rather than being professionals, so they keep their money thing in their mind and they go for the clients of their own. So they would be having in-depth dissecting your request. Guidelines for choosing recruiters is there. Make sure that the firm is capable of conducting, then meet the individual who is going to hire for you and make that person understand what kind of a candidate do you require. So either you can even ask that how much charges is he going to charge the candidate, so that you also know, is it 25%, 30%? Nowadays they are even charging 50% of the basic, and they talk to some of the firms for the reference check also. Do keep a check on the recruitment agency, then hire. So this is one of these the areas. While we are recruiting from college or university, you can go for there are some kind of always adverts from them when their students are graduating class. So they will contact you. You can go and hire directly from there. At times, the on-campus recruitment is a problem also. It is time consuming, then expensive. You are going there, investing in time and money, and at times it turns to be just simple finding out of, you have to see at times 30-40 people, but you just find one good student who can be a good candidate or can be a supervisor for that. So referrals and walk-ins is also good. The firms post announcements of openings. So process that the current employee can usually provide accurate information and the employee can refer. Referral can be even from the existing employee. If let's suppose if I'm working for an XYZ company, I want to hire a person, I know him and I can bring that person into the company. It's the benefit of that. So recruitment through the internet is also there. Firms post and the job descriptions instructions are given over there. So developing and using the application forms, you can post the application. It can be Google Doc, it can be such where you can provide the job changes, necessities, and the requirements which you want to have, and you can predict even that this kind of a candidate I'm looking for, if he fulfills the questionnaire, he answers well, so you can even go with it. It is going to help you. Employee selection. With a pool of applicants, the next step is to select the best candidate for the job. Here we go. This is the most important part. This means whittling down the applicants pool using the screening tools. Screening tools include test, assessment centers, background, and reference check what they had been. Why careful selection is important? Obviously, performance will be at stake. If you are not going to hire the right skill and attributes, will do a better job for you and the company. Employees without these skills or who are uncompromising or obstructionist won't perform effectively when you want performance, and the firm will suffer. The time to screen out undesirables is before they are in the door, not after. So this is very important. Selection. It is costly to recruit and hire employees in terms of interviewing, time, reference check, traveling, etc. Legal implications of incompetent hiring can be costly and lead you to court redress. So basic tests which you can use are the validity test, which includes predictors of the subsequent performance on the job. Then there can be content validity criteria validity, content validity, both is very important. The criterion validity shows that whom you are choosing. Then reliability comes. Reliability refers to the consistency of the score obtained by the same person when retested with identified test. If a person scores 90% on Monday, then they should score the same on Tuesday for the same test. That kind of a reliability to consistency. Then type of tests are cognitive, mental abilities, psychometric, motor and physical, personality, interest or achievement. These tests are very important while you are going to go for the right choice for the right job. These include test of general reasoning ability, intelligence test of specific mental abilities like memory and reasoning, verbal comprehension, and numerical ability. These are normally referred as aptitude tests, and this is very important. The test for motor and physical abilities include manual dexterity, reaction time, speed of hands, arms, mechanical abilities. It depends which kind of a job and which kind of a company you are hiring. Then personality and interest. These include personal motivation, interpersonal skills, then attitude, which is very, very important, and their temperaments. For this, you can go for a pressure test. You can give such a kind of a situation you can create for that particular employee where he feels uncomfortable. When the person is going to feel uncomfortable, so automatically he will be reactive. If he can keep his cool, then it means that he is going to keep the same cool for your clientele whom he's been inducted to deal with. It will measure basic aspects of applicant's personality, introversion, stability, and motivation. These tests are done in a projective manner. For example, being presented with a picture and asked what you do, picking two statements from one or etc. Then you can realize what kind of a person is he, or creating a situation and let him deal with it. Achievements tests are there. Measure what a person has learned, measure your job knowledge like marketing, human resource, etc. Giving people a problem in human resources to solve. Exactly the way I just said that a case study is going to help you. It is like is 2 or 3 days simulation in which 10 to 12 candidates perform realistic tasks. That is the assessment criteria, making presentation, meetings, case study analysis, and under a watchful eye of the expert. Also include interviews, leadership, group discussion, and management games is also a very good help to it. Background investigation and reference check is very, very, very important. Then polygraph, lie detector, honesty testing, graphology, physical examination, substance abuse and screening. Background investigations and reference checks. Purpose is to verify job applicants' background information and references, which include making telephone inquiries, credit ratings, and use of reference letters. Commonly verified data include legal eligibility of employment, dates of prior employment, education from the HEC in Pakistan or any other organization where you are working for India, Dubai, UK, wherever you are. Please confirm it because it's very important. dates of birth and address of is also very important. To then conduct background check, two main reasons: to verify faction information previously provided by these applicants, and to uncover damaging information such as criminal records. At times people are hesitant enough, they had been into something but they want to hide. Even if they have recovered from that kind of a situation, even then they have to tell you the truth. So these are very important areas while we speak of physical and medical examination. Medical examination is one of the very important area. It is paid from the organization, from the company. Many a times after the selection has been done, so the medical test, it does reveal many health problems at times. So if they are clear about it, any accident, determination, communicable diseases may even at times they are unknown to the applicant also. So in a way you are going to help them. If they are not convinced, you can even convince. It is going to help you to understand how do you your health is. So here we go with it. I am sure that this is going to really a good help. If you are a student, if you are working professional, you are really going to look into the selection and recruitment process. Please do consider all the points which I have just mentioned. If you have any questions, you are most welcome to write in the comments box. Contact us directly through the email given underneath, and take very good care of yourself. Fi amanullah. Allah Hafiz.